I'm here with Dave, the deck master, and I'm going to be showing you how to use FaFster to do two things. One is build a simple capture form, and the other is build a detailed capture form.
Thanks, mate. Thanks very much for showing me this, Scotty. Davo, by the way. Call me Davo.
Dave, good, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start by building a simple capture form. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Data, and we're going to My Forms. Now, think about the kind of questions that you would like to ask a new customer when you meet them.
Well, mate, being the dick master, a lot of people, I meet a lot of people at sort of barbecues and things like that, and I always need a form that I can quickly fill in, like on my phone or something like this. So there's a couple of questions that I always like to ask them about their dick. I mean, I show them obviously dick pics of my own dick, and then hopefully, they get to see how good my dick looks, and then they're interested in having their own dick either maintained or built from scratch, or sometimes even dick lengthened. Sometimes their dick's a little bit too small, so they need a little bit lengthened.
Right, I see. So you want to try and create a quick capture form. Now, the good thing
Mm.
about FaFster is when you log in, the quick capture form has already been created for you.
Right, mate. Can I have this on my phone?
Yep, you can. So if you
Right.
this little guy here, this little magnifying glass, that's a preview icon. So this is what the form looks like now. It doesn't look like much. You can pretty it up later, but for
Yep.
now, it's already built for you. Now, if you were to type in some information here, and I push submit, immediately that person will be added to your database, and then you can trigger a set of email journeys.
Okay, right. So this form's actually linked to my own sort of FaFster forms back on my own database. So it's going to build it for me, right? But there's a couple of things. This is really good because it's quick and easy. Because once I've shown them a picture, like a picture of my dick,
And
and
they,
they
and they
need,
like it. I mean,
and
they
they
like
like
your
it,
product. Yeah.
and they like it, yeah, obviously. Then what I need to do is just have a little bit more information so that if I call them back, I know exactly if they've already got a large dick, or if their dick needs to be maintained. A couple of extra things I could ask them.
Well, what we recommend doing then is obviously, when you start asking people for measurements, it's quite a trusted thing. So, you need to gain their trust first. So the idea is when you build a quick capture form, use this form just for the basic information. Then what it's going to do is going to kickstart a series of emails, which we'll talk about in episode 2. But what you're asking for is a second form, which we're going to build. We're going to go to add form over here, and we're going to create a second form, which we call a update details form. So the way that you do it is you click onto add form, and essentially you want to think about the questions that you want to ask. That's what you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
Right, so we're
This
going to
this is
create it.
it.
We're going to create a new form. We're going to go to general now. We'll give it a form title. So what do you want the form to be called?
Um, I don't know, just specific sort of.
Tell us more about your deck.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe yeah, that's it, right?
All right, so there's a form type. So you're basically looking for a web form. If you do not understand anything, just leave it blank. There's lots of settings here, so don't worry about it if you don't understand it.
Okay, mate. Well,
Just
look and
just leave it
feel,
blank.
obviously. What's that got to do? Because I mean, a lot of people obviously dealing with dicks, look and feel's important. But is that look and feel from the actual form what it looks like?
Yeah, that's right. So look and feel.
Right.
So
Okay.
this you can set up later. We'll do that in a later episode, and we'll
Okay.
show you how to add your logo and make that form very pretty.
Okay. It's quick and easy, not long and hard, is it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
try to
A
make
lot of
it as
yeah.
quick and
Well,
as quick and easy as possible. Then you have your pre-submit. Now this is the information that goes on the top of your form. So for example, hi, please tell me more about your deck. Please fill out the following form. Right, so this is the information at the top, and then again, if you skip anything you don't really understand, then post submit. I mean, how do you want to say thank you after they submit that form?
Well, I just like to say, let's maybe get your dick looking great. Thanks for filling out the form.
Perfect. Okay, so that's essentially how you build the creation of that form itself. You just go down to save. Like I said, there's lots of other settings here that you don't have to worry too much about now. Just get the basic form in for now, and then essentially away you go. So now you've got to start thinking about the kind of questions that you want to ask in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to allocate fields to your form, because as you can see here, there's no fields allocated to this form. So here's a list of the fields that I'm going to bring up now, and then what I want you to do is I want you to tell me which fields you want in your form. So you want to know their first name, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's always important.
What else is important?
Yeah, surname, obviously. I mean, I need to contact them. Sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're not. Sometimes, somebody's passed on information about other people's dicks and they need, they've seen my dick and they want to help out. So that's great. Email would be great. A title, well, yeah, well, that's all right. I don't really need the ID number and just a number is good enough for me at the moment. Probably a cell number.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's assume that's fine for now. Do you do international? Do you deal with foreign decks or?
No, not at the moment. I'm at home doing mostly dicks. I'm here in South Africa at the moment. Trying to spread my products. But so I do have obviously people back in New Zealand. But this will be good to have. So perhaps country is a good idea for
Okay,
now.
just in case you will start working with foreigners.
Exactly, because even foreigners have dicks. Surprisingly enough, actually.
Do you
Even
find do you find any differences between them as you go from country to country?
a lot of we do a lot of wooden dicks, but there are steel dicks. You know, in a lot of foreign countries, but we don't really do too much of that. We do mainly wooden dicks, obviously, because they need the most maintenance.
Right. Okay. So essentially, what we've done now is we've already added those to here. Now, what happens is you've got custom fields.
Yep.
Now, all these questions that I've shown you already inbuilt, they're standard. But you might want to ask a specific question that is specific to your industry. So remember, what happens is after they've completed the quick capture form, they're going to eventually be drawn to fill out this detailed form, and this turns them into qualified leads. So, give me an example of something that you'd like to know about from your customers.
Well, obviously, my fields are first of all, do they have a dick?
Okay, or we can make that a drop down, for example. Do you?
Yeah, drop down would be good because there's a few things you have.
Or
Do you
perhaps
have a
perhaps we
dick?
can assume they already have one, and we want to talk about size or measurement or what you would like to know.
Well, I
Tell me.
build dicks, so if they have a dick, or they want a dick, if they want a deck, that's good. I could
Okay.
always maintain. Do they need their deck maintained?
All right. So let's do that. So we say, how about we say, what would you like? Let's create it as a drop down.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll create a drop down, and then so give me the possible answers they could give.
Okay. Um, deck built.
Okay. Well, do you have a deck?
Yep.
Yes. Do you need it? Right.
Yep. Do you need to have your deck maintained? And maybe do you need your dick lengthened? Sometimes they've got shortened dicks that they need lengthened, so do you need it? Yeah, that's really good actually. Yeah.
Right, there we go. Okay, so now what you've done is you've effectively created this new field in your database, which you can use anytime as many with whatever forms you want. So now all you need to do is you need to essentially go back and what you'll do is you'll go back button, go back to the original form,
Okay, mate.
and then what you're going to do is you're going to allocate this new field. There's your form, by the way. You can see it, it's already growing. You did first name, surname, email address, title, cell number, and country. Now we want to add that field that you've just created.
Okay, mate. So this is actually doing what we just added now. Yeah, that's great.
Yep. So now what you want to do is see how you've got custom fields. There it is. That's the one we created. What would you like? Push add. It'll take a second. There it is. It's now done. So now all you need to do now is you can go to this little preview form and click on the preview form. And here is your form. Now again, you can pretty this up and make it all look nicer. Just now we'll show you how to do that in later episodes. But for now, here you go. First name, surname, email address, title, country, cell phone number, etc. And what would you like? And there it is.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, that's great, man. And this
So,
I can do on my phone, right?
yep, you can do it on your phone, or what will actually happen here is you will email it to them in your journey. So as you have series of episodes that go out, they will click on the link on the emails that they receive from you, and then they will actually fill out this form. So they'll fill
Right,
it out for you. You don't have to.
right. If I can, if I can just ask, um, if I wanted to add a pic of my dick to this form, is that possible?
Absolutely.
It
Yep,
is?
you can add that. That's part of the look and feel.
Great.
So that's going to be in later episodes. We'll discuss how to do that. So for now, just basically putting your forms together. It's important now that if you go back, you can now see that you've got two different forms that you've now created. You can either use the back button, or alternatively what you can do is you can go to data and my forms. Now what you see, you've got two forms now, quick capture form and
Tell us more about your dick.
that's right.
Excellent, mate.
So what will happen is your quick capture form will be put on your phone.
Yeah.
So make sure that you add new people when you meet them, business cards, etc. They will then be kickstarted in your journey, a series of emails. We're going to talk about that in the next episode.
Excellent.
And while they're on that series of episodes, they will be asked to click on this link, and they will then fill out this. And once they filled out this, then they become a qualified lead, and then you get new business.
Ah, excellent, mate. Well, that's great, Scotty. Thanks. My dad was known as the deck doctor, and I'm now,
Really?
of
Yeah,
course, the
okay.
deck master. Yeah, so that's good. I've carried on his tradition, which will be great because he's got all his own clients, his own people. So
Mm.
if you can help me later on, just show me how I can take his old clients,
Hmm.
the deck doctor's clients, and we'll stick them into the deck master.
Sounds good.
Thanks, mate.
Did
That's
you ever
good.
build any ships at all?
Ah, no, matey.
You didn't ever
No.
shout all hands on deck?
All hands on deck. No, mate. No, didn't have to do that at all.
Good. We're going to be talking about the next episode. We're going to discuss how to build your journey.
Yeah.